Hello dear students, I am Dr. Binoy Rekal, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, Bhopal School of Social Sciences. The main objective of this module is to explain you the annuity method of depreciation. In this method, we calculate the amount of depreciation with the help of annuity table. This method is based on the assumption that when a purchaser purchases an asset, he not only loses the amount that he has spent in purchasing the asset, but he also loses the expected interest which he could have earned if the same amount was invested somewhere else. Under this method, the amount of depreciation is calculated with the help of the following formula, that is original cost of the asset multiplied by the given annuity value. In this method, the amount of depreciation remains the same for all years. In annuity method, the amount of depreciation includes some portion of the asset as well as it includes some portion of the expected interest. Under this method, the following two journal entries are passed at the end of each year. For charging depreciation, at the end of each year, the entry will be depreciation account debit to asset account, being the depreciation charged. And whenever the amount of interest is due, the following entry will be passed, that is asset account debit to interest account. Now we'll take an example of annuity method. Motilal and Sons purchased a lease of rupees 14,000 on 1st April 2019 for 10 years. You are required to open lease account for 4 years, charging depreciation according to annuity method. So very clearly they have mentioned annuity method to be used. You find with the help of depreciation table that to depreciate rupees 1 by annuity method over 10 years, charging interest at 5%, one must write off a sum of rupees 0.129504 every year. In this illustration, the annuity value they have already given, that is 0.129504. So first of all, we will be calculating the amount of depreciation with the help of the following formula. As I said, depreciation is equal to original cost of the asset multiplied by the given annuity value. In this case, the original cost of the asset is 14,000. The annuity value already they have given, that is 0.129504. So the amount of depreciation is coming 1813 approximately for all years. Now comes the lease account. On 1st April 2019, the asset was purchased, entry lease account debit to bank. That is the reason in the debit side we have mentioned to bank 14,000. Depreciation is always charged on the last date. On 31st March 2020, the last date of this financial year, by depreciation, the amount of depreciation is 1813. When we are charging depreciation, the entry was depreciation account debit to asset account. Then comes the posting for the interest getting due. If rupees 14,000 we are investing on 1st April 2019, the rate of interest they have mentioned it is 5%. So the amount of interest will be 14,000 at the rate of 5%. The amount of interest is 700. And when the interest is due, the entry is asset account debit to interest account. That is the reason in the debit side we have mentioned to interest 700. Now we need to close the asset account for the first year. In the debit side, the total is 14,700. Higher total to be transferred in the opposite side, and we need to calculate the balancing figure. The balancing figure for the first year is coming 12887 on 31st March 2020. Whatever is the closing balance of 2020 will become the opening balance the very next year. So 1st April 2020, to balance brought down 12,887 in the debit side. Again we will be charging depreciation to be shown in the credit side, 31st March 2021 by depreciation. If we are investing 12,887 on 1st April 2020, So, soon after 12 months, on 31st March 2021, what shall be the interest due? That will be 12,887 at the rate of 5%. The amount of interest is coming 644. The total of the debit side is coming 13,531. Higher total to be posted in the opposite side, and we need to calculate the balancing figure. The balancing figure for the second year is coming 11,718. On 1st April 2021, we need to record the opening balance 11,718 in the debit side. 31st March 2021, we need to charge depreciation. As I said, depreciation is always shown in the credit side of the asset account. So, by depreciation, the amount of depreciation is 1813. As we discussed, the amount of depreciation remains same for all years. If 11,718 we are investing on 1st April 2021, what shall be the amount of interest that will be due after 12 months? So, 11,718 at the rate of 5%, the amount of interest is coming 586. Entry will be asset account debit to interest. That is the reason in the debit side we have mentioned to interest 586. Again, the total of debit is more than the total of credit. Higher total to be transferred in the opposite side, and we need to calculate the balancing figure. The balancing figure is coming 10,491. This is the closing balance as on 31st March 2022. Whatever is the closing balance on 31st March 2022, that will become the opening balance on 1st April 2022. So, two balance brought down 10,491. Again, on the last date of this financial year, that is March 31st, 2023, we will be charging depreciation. The amount of depreciation is 1813. If we are investing 10,491 on 1st April 2022, how much will be the amount of interest due? 10,491 at the rate of 5%. The amount of interest is 525, which has to be recorded in the debit side on the last date of this year. The total of debit is coming 11,016, higher total to be posted in the opposite side, and we need to calculate the closing balance. The closing balance is coming 9,203. So, this asset was purchased on 1st April 2019, and they have asked us to prepare the asset account for 4 years. So, at the end of the last year, the closing balance is 9,203. What are the merits and limitations of annuity method? It is most suitable for those assets where higher capital is invested. In this method, the amount of depreciation incorporates or includes some portion of the asset as well as some portion of the expected interest. These are the two important advantages of this method. As far as the limitation is concerned, this method is not reasonable because the amount of depreciation remains the same for all years, and every year the amount of interest is reducing. Second limitation, this method is not applicable for all types of fixed assets. That's all from my side. In the next module, we will take insurance policy method. Thank you.